My employer forced me to miss out on the birth of my daughter. I have been dealing with terrible communication from my boss since recently starting new employment. For reference, I work in a laboratory as a scientist in the pharmaceutical industry. I was in the middle of work when I got the text from my wife that she was on her way to the hospital, with the baby on the way, even though she was due to be induced in a couple of weeks. I tried to call a coworker and got no response, of course, and my boss threatened to fire me if I missed my shift. Is it really that important? My boss made me choose between losing my job and seeing the birth of my daughter. And because I'm desperate to keep this job, now with a baby, I chose work. To top it all off, even though I make decent money, I won't be getting any paid time off with my daughter. That's what it's like being a worker in America, I guess. Just needed somewhere to rant. Edit to all of you saying that I clearly made the wrong choice. I had no choice. I am desperate to provide for my family. I do this for the family. I did not abandon my wife when she gave birth, I provided for her. To be completely transparent, I don't know how long I have left anyways. I have cancer, which has already progressed to the lymph nodes. So what was I supposed to do? I'm in the biotech pharmaceutical industry as well. I've never had this experience with any company I've ever worked with. And my co-workers that have kids or had kids when employed never had this happen to them. Also, many companies are now doing paid paternal leave now. I'll say this, fuck that boss. Also, our industry is desperate for people. You should start looking for a new company. And you'll find one very quick. If you feel comfortable, can you DM me your state? Maybe we could connect on LinkedIn and get you someplace better. I know an accounting finance guy working for a big employer who got a call that his wife was in a car accident in the freeway highway. The manager wouldn't let him leave work to go check on help his wife. Yeah. Screw that. I would do everything in my power to make that boss's life a living hell during your time left there. I would immediately start searching for another job. I'd leave a Glassdoor review detailing your experience, and I would probably go to HR to throw your boss under the bus for being a subhuman piece of shit. I've said this before many times in this subreddit. If you being at work is so critical that you cannot miss any work, you are highly underpaid. Your boss is a truly awful human being. That's beyond messed up. My boss told me to stay till my shift was over and then take my wife to the hospital. I said I'm leaving, and if you're standing in the doorway, we're both going to the hospital. I'm a grown-ass man that's not gonna miss the birth of my first child for some dildo of a boss. I can't believe Americans allow themselves to be treated like this. Solidarity, guys. Solidarity. I have 2 kids and was there for the birth of both of my kids. I didn't even tell my employer I was leaving work, I just left. I work hard and am a valuable employee. My time is worth a lot more than I'm making. Don't let anyone dictate what you do. Sounds like the plot of the Breaking Bad episode when baby Holly is born. It's a financial war. See, this right here is proof that it is in fact what the rest of the world calls it: class war. Class war is not just financial, it's a war for control over history, over the terms of engagement, over the framing of the narrative for society, over the definitions of truth, over our minds and bodies, and most importantly, over the fates of our children. Thus, the taboo against the topic of class in the USA. Never pick up your phone or answer a text when you're off the clock. Fuck them. You gotta play the same game back. When you're ready, start looking for something else and give those fuckers zero notice. Fuck 'em. You should have left. That is the biggest mistake you will ever make. Move on from it, but get a different job. If you're willing to sacrifice being at the birth of your child, they know you will sacrifice anything for them. You boss is clearly one evil son of a bitch. Wrongful termination: request everything in writing or by email as to why you were fired. You're welcome on the money you're about to get in the lawsuit. Please choose differently if you are ever forced to choose again. It's not just the birth of your child. It's a major medical event for your wife, and she needs someone there to advocate for her if she cannot. It's a very vulnerable position to be in alone. You could have ignored him and went and still be employed. You should have just left. You can always get a new job. Your wife can't give birth to your daughter again. I'm sorry. This fucking sucks. You made a poor choice. I would have left. I'm so sorry. I'll never forget the time when our manager was standing in our cubicle row talking to the guy in the cube next to me. Nathan's wife was scheduled to induce later that day, and he was packing up early. We were all wishing him and his wife well. Then our manager goes, "Whoa, you're not taking your laptop with? Why no hospitals all have Wi-Fi now?" Nathan responded without hesitation, "Fuck you." Then walked out the office without another word. Not all heroes wear capes. Well, the only answer I can think of here is to work your wage. Never, ever go above and beyond for your employer. Shifts up? Drop everything and clock out. Make sure you are getting all your breaks owed. Never do unpaid overtime. Refuse contact with work after hours. Most of all, keep an eye out for new opportunities. Once you feel you have learned enough from your current employer, look for a new one willing to pay more for a senior lab tech. You owe your employer no loyalty whatsoever. In the exit interview, cite this as your reason for quitting. You made the wrong choice, bro. Maybe it is just state NJ law, but I thought federally you are legally allowed to take medical leave, includes birth of child and paternity leave unpaid if employer does not offer paid without losing your job. Otherwise it's a labor lawsuit, you'll win 100. Sucks you were ever in that position to begin with. Needless to say, anybody can go fuck right off when it comes to any of my loved ones. Congratulations on your child. As a person who supervises other persons, I cannot fathom what part of your soul must die to be able to treat someone like this. Your boss is an AH. I would fucking shoot that bastard if he did that to me. Sorry for the extreme wording, but this is unacceptable. How come we have sunken so low that this is what managers do? Has this manager no children of his own? If I were you, I would quit immediately and look for something better. You never have to ask permission from your boss to go to the bathroom or leave work right now because your wife is having a baby. You can leave, it's okay. If they fire you, so be it. Jobs come and go, babies are born once. I'm sure you won't see this, but see if Bayer is hiring or near you. They're a German company and you get all the benefits here as if you were living in Germany. Great pay and benefits, tons of vacation. My friend works for them and they are great. Nah. Fuck a job. Should have called their bluff and just deal with the fallout if they fired you. No job was worth missing that. Time to start looking for a new job. You absolutely need to find a different job. This will happen again. And they don't care. You need to find somewhere else. Please try to find a new company and get some PTO, for the good of this world. This is totally effed up. Your employer didn't force you. You perceived and accepted the threat of termination. This is beyond terrible communication. Only a real POS would do anything less than drive you to the hospital herself. Sorry this happened to you. I'm sorry everybody is being so shit OP. You had to choose between being there for the birth of your daughter or having the stability to be able to provide for her in the future. I can't imagine a tougher decision, but I think you chose right. Losing your job with a newborn and hospital bills to pay is the last place you want to be in. I hope you can make the most of your time with her these next coming weeks and months. You deserve the happiness she'll bring into your life. Fuck that you chose poorly. There's always another job if someone wants to be an asshole and fire you over something like that. Folks, you just need to stand up and say WTF. There's no reason to miss life events like births. If you are going to let a boss walk over you for a life event like this, then I'm sorry, you are the idiot. Stand up for yourself, and if your boss is really that much of an asshole, you don't want to work there anyway. Profits over people. That should be the USE's slogan.